Welcome to the 2021 Capitol Officials Association Baseball Rules Clinic number 1. This will be the first of a 6-part presentation to prepare you for the 2021 high school baseball season. My name is Greg Stanley. I'm a member of the Board of Directors and local clinic leader, and I will be walking you through today's presentation as well as future presentations. Our association officers will continue as last year. Your regional supervisor is Ron Sebastian. Your board of directors is myself, Greg Stanley, and Reed Churchill. The review committee, Warren Knepp, Pete Goswick, and David Strickland. And the grievance committee is Richie Hogg, David Lindsay, and Brett Dickerson. Contact information listed on the screen. Ron Sebastian with his phone number and email. No text, please. Myself, Greg Stanley, texting is your best option. Please include your name in the message. Email would be your second option. Phone would be your third option. I very rarely answer my phone if I do not know the number calling, so please leave a message. Reed Churchill, you can text, email, or phone. Brett Dickerson, text, email, or phone. And lastly, Richie Hogg, text, email, or phone. Additional contact information, Oscar Pace with his number to text, email, and phone, and Steve McNeil with a number to text, email, and phone. Things to make sure you accomplish to be eligible to umpire. Register with North Carolina High School Athletic Association through Dragonfly. The link is on the screen. You must pay your registration fee through Dragonfly. You will not be eligible to work until you have paid in full the registration fee. You must also pay Ron Sebastian the booking fee. Again, you will not be able to umpire until you are paid in full with Ron as well. Please see Ron's email for additional information. The email is from Arbiter Sports with the subject registration. It was dated January 26. Continued eligibility requirements. You must have a up-to-date background check, and that check is conducted by the NCHSAA when you register with them. You must attend local clinics, which will be these presentation videos and the Zoom meetings that follow each week. You must view the NCHSAA State Rules Clinic, which is online. You must complete the NFHS concussion course, which is online. You must complete the rules test, which will be online. And as much as we can, you must attend scrimmages, which will be self-assigned on Arbiter. Now, the NCHSAA State Rules Clinic went live on Monday, February 1st. The website that you see where it can be found, nchsaa.org. Click the Officials tab at the top. Don't just hover over it, actually click it. Click Education and Clinics in the orange banner on the left side, and then click Baseball. Watch the presentation in its entirety. It's about 25 minutes. Complete the attestation form after watching the presentation. And then see Ron's email for additional information. Again, that email came from Arbiter Sports with the subject Baseball State Clinic, and it was dated January 29. The NFHS concussion course must be completed by all officials during this academic school year, 2020-2021. If you completed the certification for a fall or winter sport, then you are good. If not, you must complete the certification. Right. NFHS Central Hub, Course tab, Concussion link, Concussion course link is where you can access it, or Concussion link on the main page of Capital Area Baseball's Arbiter site. The rules test will open Monday, March 29th. As of now, we do not have a closing date. The format will be an unlimited time. 5 breaks will be allowed. Open rule book, 100 questions, various formats. The way you access it is NCHSAA Central Hub on Arbiter. You must score 75 or better to be eligible for regular season games. You must score 80 or better to be eligible for postseason games. In Arbiter, first and foremost, Ron is the one who will set up your Arbiter account. So if you're new to the association and have not umpired with Ron before, he must set up your Arbiter account and will send you an invitation email for you to join. Um, After that occurs, please make sure you keep your blockouts dates up to date from now until the end of May. Ron has already started scheduling some of the private schools. Private schools will start play in February, um, the last week of February, and then more in earnest in March. Public schools will start play in late April. Please accept or decline games through Arbiter. After you accept a game, please make sure you contact your partner by either email, text, or calling them. Scrimmages. All right. It is a component of your eligibility, and we understand that scrimmages will be very limited this year. The scrimmages that we do get will be through self-assign in Arbiter. All umpires will need to be in full uniform with full equipment for all scrimmages. When you self-assign in Arbiter, it will assign you to a position, but that is not your dedicated position for that scrimmage. That's just simply a slot that is used to have enough people there. So please make sure you bring full gear, because you will work the plate, you will work the bases, and you will be off the field a little bit where you can talk with other umpires and watch and learn that way. So just make sure full uniform, full equipment for all scrimmages that we are able to get in this year. Now, our uniform. First and foremost, during a regular season game, all umpires must match. Critical. If one's in wearing navy blue and one is wearing black, number one, it looks very bad and tacky, and number two, it is unprofessional. So please make sure you communicate with each other, so that all umpires must match. Black shoes, a little bit of white accent. The N in New Balance, the swoosh in Nike, the UA in Under Armour. It's okay if those are white. Maybe a little bit of white in the sole of it, but again, mostly black with a little bit of white accent trim is okay. Black socks, gray slacks, the heather gray or the charcoal gray, and then a black belt. As far as the shirts go and pullovers, a black shirt or a black pullover, a black undershirt, a black hat, and a black ball bag. So if the crew is going with black, everyone wears black. Now there's multiple different black shirts available. The really old school black with the double white trim on the sleeves and the collar. If you're buying new, I would stay away from that one, because that one's kind of going out. The second one that is readily available is the black with the single white piping on the cuff and down the side. That one's kind of going out as well. If you're going to buy new, it is preferred that you buy the black with the gray panels on each side. Majestic, Smitty are your two most common manufacturers, and you can get them through various online retails and a local retail that I'll talk about in a few minutes. No logos on the shirt or the hat. We are not required to wear any logos. So if you buy something new, don't buy anything with a logo. If the crew decides to go with navy blue, it must be navy blue shirt or pullover, navy blue undershirt, navy blue hat, navy blue ball bag. Again, no logos. If you have old navy blue, you probably don't anymore, because it's probably turned purple by now. So if you're going to buy new, I do not suggest you buy navy blue, because very few guys wear that anymore. So I would say go with the recent trend of buying new. Try to buy the black with the gray panel. Lastly on the list, you see no long sleeve shirt should be showing under a short sleeve shirt or pullover, period. It's a very simple statement. It does not look good, and it is not professional for umpires. So if you are going to wear a long sleeve undershirt, then you must wear something long sleeve over that, so as your undershirt sleeves are not visible. Okay, it's not a difficult concept, guys. Just long sleeve undershirt must be covered up with something, whether it's a pullover or whether it's a long sleeve shirt itself. No long sleeve undershirt showing under short sleeve shirt, period. All right, the equipment that you'll need shin guards, chest protector, and a mask, a traditional mask or hockey mask. An additional throat protector is encouraged. Most masks will already have a throat protector built into it with where the cage extends down a little bit, but it wouldn't hurt to have the either 4-inch extension or 6-inch. If you're going with the extension, I'd probably say the 4-inch, which is obviously the smaller one. That way it doesn't extend down too far in front and kind of get caught up in your chest protector as bad. Lineup holder to keep your paperwork, indicator, and then a plate brush. Our local provider, which is right off the corner of Millbrook Road and Creedmoor Road, is gearref.com. Phone number 919-781-8353. Do not show up. Check their website for hours and call ahead of time. They are predominantly a mail order business, but they do have office hours and walk-in hours throughout the day, but it's not consistent day to day and week to week. So make sure you call ahead. They're more than happy to work with you in a lot of different ways, but call ahead to confirm and make sure, put your order in and talk to them about when you can come by and pick it up. Roger Rickman is another local option, 919-696-6458. He's in the Fuquay-Varina area, but again, he's willing to work with you and help you out as well. But give him a call ahead of time. And then there's numerous online retails. The two more popular ones is Jerry Davis and Umpatire, but there are others. Give yourself plenty of time for shipment. If you need it in a week, then buying it online is probably not a good option. So make sure you give yourself at least 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say 3 weeks minimum, to account for shipping time. All right, on-field clinics. We hope to be able to offer on-field clinics again this year. Obviously, that will be determined by local school boards and local schools themselves. The two schools we typically use are Millbrook High School in Raleigh and Jordan High School in Durham. I usually run the on-field clinic at Millbrook High School, and Reed Churchill usually runs the on-field clinic at Jordan High School. If we are able to offer those, more information will come out later when we can get on the field, but tentatively plan for early to mid-April as our best option. Ron has always asked all umpires that have been working less than 4 years with him to attend. Even if you're coming from a different association, Ron still asks that if you've worked with him for less than 4 years, that he would like for you to attend one of these on-field clinics. The purpose for that is it's a great opportunity to learn if you're new, review if you have been working a few years, and then practice mechanics and positioning. Right. It's also a great opportunity for Ron or other evaluators, myself, Reed, Churchill, and some of the other instructors that we'll have. It's a great opportunity for us to see you on the field, watch how you go through your positioning, watch your mechanics. It gives us a good chance to see what you can do before the season even starts. When we do have these on-field clinics, you are expected to wear your uniform, either gray slacks and then the black or the blue shirt or pullover, and then bring your mask for plate and cage work. You do not need full uniform. You do not need full equipment, but you will need your mask. So please bring that. Right. Professionalism is something that's critical in this day and age. If we slip up a little bit, there's 100 phones just waiting to publish that. So professionalism is something we're going to discuss a few minutes right now. Again, my opinion is professionalism starts, and your umpiring professionalism starts as soon as you get that game assignment. So when you get that email from Arbiter of New Games, accept your assignments, contact your partner. Now, it's not necessary that you contact your partner that exact moment. If you get an assignment and the game is 3 weeks away, don't contact your partner right then. All right, but it is critical the week, but at least I usually aim for a week before the game, contacting my partners. All right, the plate man's responsibility to reach out initially, but if the plate man does not contact the base man, then the base man should contact him a few days before the assignment. Just because they've accepted it do not have the assumption that they are going to show up. So that's why it's important that we contact each other. Some schools will be playing at different fields, so make sure that you confirm that you know where it is, where are you going to park, things of that nature. So accept the assignment, contact your partner, so we don't run into any issues where plate guys at one school, base guys at the different school, not going to be a good look for us. Be on time. For this year, I would suggest a minimum of 45 minutes before game time, because everything that we have to do already is going to be compounded when we have to go through the health screening and other COVID protocol things that we haven't had to do in the past. So give yourself, I would suggest, at least 45 minutes to make sure all that can occur. Be in proper uniform, and we've already talked about what proper uniform is, making sure all umpires match. Make sure your uniform is neat. If you have the opportunity, keep your uniform hanging up, especially shirts and pants. Keep your shirts and pants hanging up and the back of your car or wherever you can to keep them neat. If they're folded up, they have a tendency to get wrinkled real easily, and that looks very bad. So keep your uniform in a neat manner. Be respectful toward players and coaches at all times. You're in the parking lot, changing, getting ready for the game, having a pregame. Be respectful, and because we're in the parking lot, there's going to be people walking around. There's going to be people who might be able to hear us, and if we're bad talking any of the players, teams, or coaches, that's going to get heard, and it's going to get spread. So be respectful of players and coaches from the moment you get on campus to work that game and in the future. You finish a game and you feel like, hey, I need to post this on social media. First of all, bad decision. There's no reason why you should post any result or any information about a high school baseball game on social media. Plenty of other people will post the information. There's no reason you as the umpire need to. But if you make that choice, then you're opening yourself up to possible repercussions that you don't think would be there. So you must at all times be respectful towards players and coaches. When we're on the field, we are trained officials. It is our job to be in the best position possible to make every call. We understand, and the good coaches understand, that in a two-man crew, the best position is not always going to be the right position. There are limitations on what we can see and cannot see in a two-man crew at the pace of play of varsity baseball now. But it is our job to be in the best position. Right? So we're going to be in the best position we can get to. We're going to make the best call that we can. That's our jobs. Right? If any confrontation occurs, it is our job to be calm. It is our job to keep our composure. It is our job to de-escalate any type of confrontation. Anytime a coach is yelling at us and we yell back at him, more times than not, that ends up in an ejection, because we have not done our job of calming the coach down. We have not done our job of keeping them in the game. There are times where we have no option. The coaches give us no other option except to eject them. But if we follow the proper protocol, Ron and the Chapel Hill office will support us 100% of the time. If we don't follow the proper protocol, it makes it really difficult for Ron to support us. It makes it really difficult for Chapel Hill to uphold that ejection and that suspension. So it's critical If things start going sideways, we go through the proper protocol. Just a quick review is we are expected to give them a verbal warning. We are expected to give them a restriction to the dugout. And if the coach hasn't learned after those two, and they make the choice to continue with unsportsman behavior, then it is our job to eject them. But if we go from 0 to 100 straight to the ejection, we are not going to be supported unless it is a very egregious offense. So be calm, keep our composure, de-escalate any confrontation. Some professionalism continued. Again, no tobacco on school grounds. That is not a Ron rule. That is not a Chapel Hill rule. That is a state of North Carolina rule across the board. No tobacco on school grounds. If you choose to use tobacco, look in the mirror to make sure that it is not still in your teeth, because that looks really bad when we go to the plate meeting and the coach can see tobacco still in your teeth, and then they ask your partner, why does he still have tobacco in his teeth? All right, so be professional, guys. It's not that difficult. If you choose to use tobacco, that's your choice, but that choice then carries a bad look to the rest of the association if you don't clean it up before it's time to go on the field. Right. If an emergency occurs on the day of an assignment and you cannot work that assignment, call Ron. If you're able to get in touch with him, great. Let him know what's going on. If you are not able to get in touch with him, leave him a message, but call Ron first. All right. Then try to find a replacement umpire. Call your partner and let them know, hey, this emergency came up. I'm not going to be able to work the game. I've already talked with Ron. I'm going to try to find a replacement, but just wanted to give you a heads up that I will not be able to work that game, and hopefully we can get a replacement. And then after those things, call Ron again to confirm and let him know what you have done. So it gives the entire association a bad look when one guy shows up to umpire a baseball game because of breakdown in communication. So call Ron, try to find a replacement, call your partner, and then call Ron again. With the situation we are with COVID, it is very possible that we may have to work games by ourselves this year. And that if we go to a school and we go through the health screening, if one of the umpires does not pass the health screening, they will not be allowed to umpire. We may have to do that game by ourselves. So again, for this year especially, it's critical that you take all equipment to all games. If I'm scheduled to work the bases and all I take are base shoes, base pants, and a hat, and I get there and my partner doesn't pass health screening, and they say, all right, Greg, you're now the plate guy, I'm in a world of trouble. So always keep your plate gear, your full equipment in your car, in your truck, whatever you drive, and take it with you to every game just in case crazy things happen. All right, a couple things I want you to do, quote unquote, as homework. Read through rule number 1. We are not going to cover rule number 1 in any of these presentations. Rule number 1 is simply giving you terminology that you need to be familiar with, and there will be several questions on the test regarding rule number 1. So just make sure you read through that. And if you have questions, bring them to one of the Zoom meetings that I'll talk about in a few minutes. But read rule number 1 on your own. Also read rule number 2. That's all the definitions. So read rule 2 so you can learn, understand, and be able to apply the definitions, especially when we get into some of the weird, quirky stuff that can happen in baseball. That's where definitions can really help you justify to a coach what you've done and why it's right. So make sure you read those 2 on your own. All right, Zoom meetings. We will have a Zoom meeting set up. We're scheduling to have them every Thursday for a follow-up discussion of this presentation. The Zoom meeting link you see on the screen, Ron will also send that link out and or have that link available on his Arbiter page, the main page of the Arbiter site. You see the meeting ID number and the passcode if necessary to join that meeting. But you should expect to watch and plan to watch one presentation each week, and then a Zoom meeting, typically on a Thursday of that same week, for follow-up discussion. And in closing, please make sure you complete the attestation form at this link that you see on the screen. That attestation form will affirm that you have watched this presentation, and it will help Ron and myself work through attendance and participation as far as meeting your eligibility requirements. So guys, thank you for watching through this video. My goal is to keep all of these presentations around 25 to 30 minutes in length, and hopefully it'll keep your interest, and look forward to seeing you guys on the ball field.